And now, here's your What's the 411 news brief. Welcome, everybody, back to What's the 411. And guess what we have in the news today? In this news brief, Pfizer has a recall of its medicine. That's right. You know, Pfizer that's been giving out the jabs. Well, they have a recall of a particular type of medicine. And so we're going to take a look at that right now. All right. So Pfizer recalls blood pressure medicines over carcinogen. All right. Pfizer recalls blood pressure medicines over carcinogen. So let's take a quick look. Pfizer is voluntarily recalling its blood pressure drug Accuredic because there's too much of a particular impurity called nitrosamines or samines, I think you call it samines. All right. So the impurity is common in water and food like cured and grilled meats, dairy, and vegetables, but it could increase the risk of cancer if you're exposed to too much for too long. Now, I'm going to go over that one more time because it's very interesting what they just mentioned here. It says that the impurity is common in water and food like cured and grilled meats, dairy, and vegetables. So right off the back, the question is, has this impurity been in these foods and water for all these years that people have been consuming all this time? And you notice how the cancer rates have gone up. So is this thing exposing something even deeper than just Pfizer recalling its blood pressure medicine? It looks like it's telling you that, again, I'm going to read this again, and you guys see it on the screen. The impurity is common in water and food like cured and grilled meats, dairy, and vegetables. This impurity is common in water and food like cured and grilled meats, dairy, and vegetables, but it could increase the risk of cancer if you're exposed to too much for too long. Though there haven't been reports of anything happening to people who've taken this medication, Pfizer is recalling it just in case. Yeah, okay, right. The recall includes the brand names and 2 generics. All right. You can go to Pfizer's website and get more details on that. All right. Let's look a little bit more into this news thing. It's very concerning though, because they're revealing that the same impurity that was in this blood pressure drug is in cured water and food like cured and grilled meats, dairy, and vegetables. And people, there's been an increase of cancer in people within the last, I say, 10 years. There's been an increase. And what are people consuming? Grilled meats, cured meats, dairy, and vegetables. All right, let's look a little bit further here. Again, Pfizer launches a recall of blood pressure drugs due to a potential carcinogen. All right. Pfizer says as of Monday, it has not received any reports of adverse events related to the drugs and that the recall is voluntary. Pfizer says that as of Monday, it has not received any reports of adverse events, related to the drugs, and that the recall is voluntary. Pfizer Inc. is recalling a blood pressure drug because of elevated levels of a potential cancer-causing impurity. The company warned consumers on Monday of several tainted lots of Accuredic and 2 other versions of the drug. Quinapril, I think you pronounce that, and hydrochloroquine, chlorothiazide tablets, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but you guys see it on the screen there. Because of the presence of nitrosamine or samine, might be pronounced that way, samine, above the acceptable dairy intake level. Nitrosamines, excuse me, it's probably pronounced nitrosamines, are common in water and foods, included cured and grilled meats, dairy products, and vegetables. Okay, everyone is exposed to some levels of nitrosamines, according to the Food and Drug Administration. So if that is the case, if this has been in food and Pfizer's only recalling their drugs, why aren't these companies that create the cured and grilled meats and the dairy and the vegetables don't do checks on their food and start recalling that? Are you just allowing people to eat them so you can have more cases of cancer and have people die off? All right. Anyway, it adds these impurities may increase the risk of cancer if people are exposed to them above acceptable levels over long periods of time. The medications are prescribed for the treatment of hypertension to reduce the risk of cardiovascular events, primarily strokes. Wait a minute. Let me see this real quick here. Primarily strokes and myocardial infarctions. The recall is voluntary according to the company, and the company says that as of Monday, it has not received any reports of adverse events related to the drugs, although long-term ingestion of N-nitroso-quinapril may be associated with a potential increased cancer risk in humans. There is no immediate risk to patients taking this medication, it says, right? Pfizer suggests patients taking the tablet should consult with their healthcare provider or pharmacy to determine whether they've been given an affected batch. Patients can also call, looks like it says 888 or 858 843. I think it's 888-843-0247 from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern Time, Monday through Friday, for instructions on how to return their product and get a refund. All right. So the number is either 888 or 858-843-0247. And it says, check here for a list of the lot numbers of the drugs being recalled. And what we'll do is we'll provide the link so you can see the lot list. So we'll provide that. It'll be in the description. So you guys can see that, click that link and see the information in regards to the list of lot numbers of the drugs being recalled. All right. So, yeah, this is real concerning here. All right. It looks like they, I don't know if they meant to reveal that or what, but they're telling you that these nitrosamines are common in these foods. And this is something that's been in foods and vegetables and cured and grilled meats and dairy for quite some time. And as I stated before, no wonder there's been an increase of cancer deaths in the U.S. This really needs to be looked at. All right. You guys let me know what you think. And we'll respond to your messages. Be sure to share this video out to people you think might need to know this information, because we are under a shadow ban on the normal social media platforms across, the U.S., if you will. All right. This is What's the 411 News Brief. And I'm out of here. Peace. And now, here's your What's the 411 News Brief.